Hi friends! Okay, so today I'm just going to do general messages for the weekend for all signs. Sorry if this is fucking loud. I tried to shuffle as much as I could before the video started. I already went into prayer, so don't worry about that if you're worried about that. Hey, 5 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, and the Star. Okay, so it looks like a lot of you are trying to clear your thoughts and get over a lack mindset that's going on right now. I don't know what's in the astrology energies lately. It could be the transits, but I feel like a lot of us are going through this right now where we're just rapidly overthinking. And really what I found is whatever that we're overthinking is pushing us towards either grounding ourselves or finding a solution that's different than what we've done before. So yeah, some of you could be trying to figure out what your passion is, where you want to go next. You could be in indecision. With the 2 of Pentacles, you're definitely balancing things out, but with the Hermit, it's funny because for some of you, I feel like you are isolating, literally isolating, or for others of you, I feel like the Hermit is you processing your emotions quietly or processing your emotions to yourself, because I see some of you have children and you don't really have a whole bunch of alone time, but you're not necessarily expressing this cycle for you because it's like maybe your heart feels a little bit like I'm not doing the right thing or I don't have a purpose, but the thing is that what I found in my own journey is I would not feel as strongly as I did. When I say that like being a psychic and reading tarot kind of found me, I didn't find it. That's what I'm talking about. It was funny because that's exactly what I was thinking about on my way home this morning. I was thinking about all the things that I had to do in the beginning of my journey to find passion, to find exactly where I'm meant to be, right? And for me, it was like I had to go way back into after I got sober, and I started just trying different techniques for healing so that I could help people. And then it turned into chakras, and then chakras turned into guidance cards turned into tarotship turned into mediumship, and blah, blah, blah. There's my journey. But for you, I feel like it's going to be the same thing. Like, I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be you dabbling in something that you've always been interested in or you've always had a knack for. I already feel like I'm going to make this a Saturn return video because I feel like a lot of the people watching this are going through their Saturn return or feeling Saturnian energies. And when I say Saturnian energies, I mean Saturn is the planet of the hard work it takes to get to where you need to go, the steps that the blockages that happen to you along the way. Saturn is the planet of karma. It's the planet of time. It's the planet of the blockages that need to happen in order for you to fulfill your destiny fully. When I say that, I mean like maybe you're trying really hard to be out there or get a higher up position. I don't know why lawyer popped in my head, but lawyer, say you're trying to be a lawyer, right? And you're not with the right firm, or you're not in the right area of law that you'd like to be in. Insurance, this could work for a whole bunch of different things, but it's like you're refining that. You have to learn which industry you want to be in before you actually go towards it. So for a lot of you that are getting this message and are feeling really stagnant or trying to find what their passion is in life, I would definitely recommend just stumbling into a few hobbies if you really don't know. Because I feel like for some of you, you feel extra dextra. I don't know why. Sorry. Okay. You feel extra lost because of the fact that before 2020, you were living your life in a very cyclical way. Cyclical meaning you were living your life by the physical. You weren't really you were looking for answers, but outside of yourself. I feel like I'm talking to people who understand that the answers are within themselves and they're trying to figure out how to expand or go further on the journey. They've already started this journey. They already know what's going on. Whoa, shit. Okay, let's keep going with messages. I have to hurry up. I have a kid's birthday party to go to today. Okay, what other messages do my Saturnian return friends need at this time? Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Wands reversed. Okay, this is exactly what I was getting into in the first spread. Page of Swords talks about wanting to get there, communicating the fact that you want to get there. Some of you, I feel like some of you are full-time moms or stay-at-home moms, and you're frustrated because you don't feel like any of your energy is yours, if that makes any sense. And I know, I've been a stay-at-home mom. I know that would probably make sense to you. So there's frustration in that. But for others of you, I feel like there's blockages. Maybe you grew up in a home where your dream wasn't really pushed onto you. Not pushed onto you, but your dream wasn't supported. Your dream didn't feel like it had any ground underneath it because people would just make fun of you. Or people would be like, oh yeah, whatever, they can't do that. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck anybody who doubts you. Trust me. You think that as a psychic medium, my family was like, oh yeah, fulfill your dreams. No. No. They looked at me like I was nuts. Okay. With the Page of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Nine of Swords, this is talking about social anxiety. But I feel like this social anxiety is popping up because you're not being your true authentic self in some ways, not in all ways, but in some ways it's hard for you to express that. But I feel like you're not being your true authentic self because you're afraid that your dream could be a burden on other people, or if you don't spend as much energy and time on the certain things that you're spending energy and time on, they're going to fall apart. But at the same time, you have to ask yourself the question of, when are you going to fall apart? Some of you feel like this very hobby is something that is, I don't want to say demonic, but I'm seeing the Devil and the Queen of Wands. It's like you feel like God, I resonate with this energy so much. If you feel like your passion or your purpose is wrong or bad, there needs to be some reframing of thought around that. For some of you, like your passion could be something like, and trust me, there's no judgment on this channel. Your passion could be like a fans only, or an OnlyFans. I always, oh, my boyfriend gives me so much shit for flipping those all the time, but whatever, that's how much I watch it. I don't know. So with the Queen of Wands, the Devil, you're not wrong for having a passion, and you're not wrong if it's not societally accepted by everyone. This is your passion. But for a lot of you, I feel like you're either artists or writers or something that's in the creative field that maybe your family didn't 100% fully support or made you feel bad for expressing. A lot of you could have Leo in your top 3, rising, moon, or you could have Leo in your north node. I don't think you do, but some of you could. You're not wrong for having a life of your own. You're not wrong for wanting to expand yourself into something better, because, and I just want to say this because this really like hits home for me, because it was really hard for me to expand my gifts and to start my business and to do all the steps that were necessary to get to where I'm at now. I'm not kidding. It costs a lot of sacrifice. It's, you know, my life has not been rainbows and butterflies, but at the same time, I'm expressing myself honestly, and that's what's attracting people like me to me, you know. I don't know why, but there's this quote in the Benjamin Button movie. I hope you get the courage to, if you don't like the situation you're in, I hope you get the courage to change it. And you can at any time. If there's anybody that's made that possible or can show you that that's possible, it's me. Just because of the fact that I've been 4 years sober, I've been in traumatic relationships, I've been in an abusive family, there's a lot of things that I've done in this life, but I wouldn't regret any of them. And I wouldn't take any of them back because it's given me the strength that I have today. And maybe my life isn't conventional, or maybe it doesn't look the greatest to people on the outside, but for the first time in a long, long time, I feel like I'm finally free. I'm finally free to express myself and to be who I am. And yes, it's scary as shit. And I'm anxious and nervous every time I make a new step forward into this journey. But I can tell you right now, my heart has never been more in love with everyone I'm surrounded by at this time, or grateful for what's happened to me. Through a lot of the chaos that ensued when I finally decided to let go and go after my purpose, it's helped to open, it's not pretty, it's not a perfect situation, but it's helped to open up my heart. It's helped to move me forward and to find things that I never even knew I needed. And I think that's what's the most important part for you guys right now to understand, is that your soul needs this and your soul is calling for it. You wouldn't be feeling this on the inside. So if you're having a hard time, because I had a hard time putting it into words, because it was like my physical life was fine. I was in a stable situation. It was okay, you know, but my passion wasn't there. My purpose wasn't there. And I didn't feel like I belonged there. So it was really difficult for me to get myself out of, literally out from the ashes, and to start something new and to be happy while I'm doing it. And for a long time, I was alone in that sense. I really didn't feel like I was understood by many, but that was only because I needed to get closer to myself. I needed to understand who I was at a core level so that I could accept the reality that was around me and I could make it better if I wanted to. Taking accountability for my own life was the best thing I ever did for myself. So I'm going to take from the Starseed deck and then I'm outie. I know the message is going to be kind of short today, but okay. So I'll do a guidance card for, okay. I'll do a guidance card for each of the elements. So this one's going to be for water. What do Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio need to hear at this time? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Oh, I like this card. 112. I feel like for a lot of you water signs, you could be tripping out, feeling like you're making the wrong move, or like you're not, it's really hard to level out your emotions right now. It's really hard to figure out exactly where you're at on the spectrum. What they're trying to say is this chaos is all for a reason, and just because you don't know that reason exactly yet, doesn't mean that you won't figure it out later. Akasha exists in the fifth dimension and the Library of Souls. All soul contracts, history, gifts, lessons, and more exist here. We each have access to this information of the past, present, and future and can tap into it at any time. While we have free will, there are also points on the timeline of our lives that are predestined or pre-planned. Soul contracts or agreements that were made before incarnating. It could be a company you chose to work for, a relationship you plan to have, or a person you agreed to mentor or help. Whatever it is, know that it is divinely guided and will not bypass you. If you are waiting for a sign to proceed, this card is it. You are likely living out an important part of your soul's journey, and you are exactly where you need to be. This is very exciting indeed. It is time to call in the support of your helpers, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, whoever it is for you, both in the physical realm and the spiritual world. To trust the signs coming, to take note of your dreams, to notice any feelings or visions that you receive, for you are tapping into the wisdom of the Akasha and you are being given the go-ahead to proceed. So for those of you who don't know what the Akashic Records are, the Akashic Records are basically a record of all of the lifetimes that we've had. Imagine all the lifetimes that your avatar, for those of you who know that reference, all the lifetimes your avatar has lived out, right? And imagine a book of that avatar, and to be able to thumb through that book and thumb through the lessons. That's the Akashic Records. Imagine it as like a big library. That's what I see it as. It's like this endless cosmic library with the stars and the moon. That's just my vision, but you can have your own. Okay, with earth signs. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. What do you need to know at this time? Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Emira. Ooh, gosh, these keep being destination cards, which is like a very specific part of the book. Interesting. I'm probably mispronouncing the shit out of this card, guys, so I'm sorry if you know the pronunciation. I'm not the most literate. Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? The Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pulled this card, you were either being called on a soul journey or are already on one. It could be a physical, ancient place or metaphoric. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within us and to the planet as well. You are being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Perhaps it is a journey to the world's sacred sites, or called to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. If a physical voyage isn't possible, journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul trail and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place. Or perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage or body of work. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. For a lot of you, I feel like some of you earth signs are tripping on the fact that a lot of spiritual things are happening or going on around you. Please keep in mind that you're on a spiritual journey and that these weird things can be helped or explained if you look for a teacher or a guide that can help you moving forward. Because I know some of the shit that happened to me at the beginning of my spiritual world. Like 2016, 2015 is when it really started to turn on, when I got pregnant. When I got pregnant with my first son. I swear to God, I heard ringing in my ears like nobody's business. And I had a whole bunch of just weird occurrences happen to me around then. So keep that in mind. You're not nuts. You're not crazy. And there are a lot of Facebook groups or places that you can feel camaraderie with that have probably experienced something similar or the same as you. Okay, so fire signs. Leo, Sag, Aries. Leo, Sag, Aries. What do they need to know? Or what guidance do they need at this time for their highest good? Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. I feel like for a lot of you fire signs, you're entering into a new timeline. Unfortunately, it could be a reconciliation, but for most of you, I feel like this awakening is a spiritual awakening that you haven't been through before, or you're ascending physically. Let's figure out where the F the card is. Okay. So this is for Leo, Aries, Sag. You are going through a period of awakening. Things are changing within you and at many levels. You are starting to remember ancient truths and discovering more and more about who you are and why you incarnated. You may find that you are experiencing past life flashbacks, seeing the invisible thread that is woven through all of life, or even feeling Kundalini Shakti rise through your body from the base of your spine. The most important thing for this time is not to overthink it and to stay grounded. Share your experiences with like soul people while you consciously integrate them. Journal and pay attention to your dreams. You are remembering your soul gifts are emerging. During this time of transition and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself to being of service. There are ideas, truths, concepts, books, and creations waiting to be birthed into this world. Stay open to receiving them. Pulling this card may be a sign that you are here to birth one of these creations into the world, or perhaps you are being called to make a shift in your life in order to be of service. Don't think too much about it. Instead, repeat the following. Work your light I surrender to my awakening. I allow the Shakti energy to rise from the base of my spine. I open myself up to the universe, using me in a way that delights my mind, body, and spirit. Okay, fire signs. I'm just going to warn you, like you care anyways. You guys are very impulsive and just go with it, which is cool. I'm a Sag moon. I got it. But for you, be careful. Okay, if you haven't activated this energy, if you don't really know what Kundalini or Shakti is, please, please be mindful of this, okay? There are dangers when you activate your Kundalini energy, and as much as you probably want to laugh right now, it's true. There are dangers, and you can feel like you're going crazy. A lot of the Kundalini energy is supposed to be accessed in midlife. That's why you see people having midlife crisis and buying red cars and crap like that. Okay, all right, I best be going now, but I love all of you, and until next time.